Everybody's getting into VR games these days. Marvel has tried it a few times before, but Iron Man VR actually made some noise. The idea just feels right. With the helmet and two handheld devices, it's as if VR was meant for Iron Man. A new Animal Crossing in 2020 for the Nintendo Switch. Gamers have rejoiced over this. It is a cultural revelation. It will inspire a new holiday called National Gamers Day. Once a year, gamers will celebrate the glory that is Animal Crossing. I don't know how many times the world needs to be saved from demons, but apparently the infestation still has not stopped. Luckily, this one is a direct sequel to the very fun Doom reboot from 2016. So it'll be a hell of a good time. Sorry. The Last of Us is one of the most influential games of the past few decades. Not only has it changed the landscape of the industry, but it's also legitimately moving. Anticipations are high for this one. There seems to be an influx of action platformers set in feudal Japan, and the weird thing is they've all been great. From Nioh to Sekiro, they just don't get old. Ghost of Tsushima is one of those titles that's been moved around, delayed, and teased for what seems like an eternity, but it's finally coming. The PlayStation exclusive has players working with stylish combat in some intense stealth situations, but is still largely shrouded in mystery. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world, action-adventure story set in Night City, a megalopolis obsessed with power, glamour and body modification. You play as V, a mercenary outlaw going after a one-of-a-kind implant that is the key to immortality. You can customize your character's cyberware, skill set and playstyle, and explore a vast city where the choices you make shape the story and the world around you. A new Half-Life game is coming out in 2020. This time around, Valve is taking Half-Life into the world of VR. Set between the events of the Half-Life and Half-Life 2, you will be playing as Alex Vance, who just so happens to have the fate of humanity resting on their shoulders. No pressure. As part of a growing resistance, you have to try and take on an alien race known as the Combine and keep humanity alive. Valve has revealed it will involve puzzle solving, deep environmental interactions, and visceral combat. Capcom is releasing a remake of Resident Evil 3 and will reunite us with Jill Valentine and Carlos Oliveira. Oh, and the horrific villain Nemesis. The Resident Evil 2 remake was one of the best recent releases, and if it's anything to go by, the return of 3 will take us on another updated zombie-infested fright fest. It'll be great to see the new take on the original 1999 release. When it was revealed at a recent State of Play, it was announced that 3 will also include the multiplayer spin-off Project Resistance to boot. Fans had been pining for the seminal RPG Final Fantasy VII to be remade with slick modern visuals, and at E3 2015, Square Enix finally obliged with a glorious glimpse at Cloud Strife's big comeback. We've since learned plenty about Final Fantasy VII Remake, like the fact that it's planned to be split up along full game-sized episodes, and features action-heavy real-time combat in the same vein as Final Fantasy XV.